You're still watching Round by Round, and let's now turn it over to our colleague, Ryan Songalia.
Ryan Songalia of Round by Round here with Edgar Butch Sanchez. Edgar, Butch, you've been a boxing trainer for a long time. People will probably best know you for your work with your Dennis Ugas. You're coming off of a big upset victory over Manny Pacquiao. First off, talk to me about that. A lot of people, actually, I would say almost no one thought that Ugas would pull it off. Tell me why it was that he beat Manny Pacquiao.
You know what? Ugas is like a son to me. The relationship me and him have was really tight. I thought we had the game plan with Ismael Salas, who's my boy, and we worked with Ugas together. We had all along, we were figuring that, Manny rushes in, even though it's a style that a lot of trainers tell you is wrong, but for Manny, it worked for many, many years. And Ryan, I got all the respect for Manny, for Sean Gibbons and Ryan, Marvin, my boy Marvin. But we thought we had the perfect plan in establishing throwing him off with a good jab. We thought that a good jab would throw him off from running in. And it worked. I think it worked to the T, because even after the fight, the first thing that the senator, Manny Pacquiao, because you got to respect that man. He's a great man, a lot of respect. That's the first thing the senator said was that the jab confused him. The jab threw him off that long reach. And we wanted to use the jab. We wanted to also establish, to push him, try to rough him up a little bit. And I think that all worked in our favor, Ryan.
Mm-hmm. You go way back with Ugas because, you've even said he's a son. Tell me about like how your relationship started with Ugas. I mean, because you started working with him when he was,
Ugas was right after Miami. They sent him. What happened was a guy named Eddie Marines was the first guy. He contacted me. He was the Florida promoter / manager. When Ugas lost an upset fight, he had lost a split decision. Eddie Marines called me and told me, Butch, I got a kid that can fight, but I got to get him out of here. He's in nightclubs and blah, 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 blah. I said, look, he's an Olympian. He beat Terrence Crawford, blah, blah, blah. I said, yo, I'd love to have him. So they send him down, and I was training in Patterson, of course, with Hammer, and I had Marcelo. I had all the Peruvian guys. I know you remember them.
Yeah, of course.
And when Ugas came down here, Ryan, the story with me and him, that's how close me and him got, because when we had the falling out with Caribe Promotions, which was, remember Rigondeaux and them guys with Caribe, they stopped sending him food money and they stopped paying his rent. And I kid you not, Ryan, and you could ask Ugas, we could put him on three-way. He didn't have money for food. He didn't have nowhere to stay. And that's where I stepped in. And I told him, I said, Ugas, you're never going to starve. And you're always going to have a place to live if you're with me. And I used to always give him, not that much. I used to give him $40, $50 on the weekend so he can go out and buy food and stuff like that. And he never forgot that. And look at how his life turned around. What happened was, I told him, I said, Ugas, this is all true, Ryan. You could verify this with Ugas. I said, Ugas, I'm going to send you back to Miami. We're going to get out of that contract. I'm going to show you how to get out of that contract. And we did a few things, and he got out of it with an attorney. He got out of it, and then he calls me. He goes, Coach, you're right. I got out of the contract through the bankruptcy. I got out of it. I'm a free agent. So I said, okay, hold on one second. I called Louis de Cuba Jr. I said, now we're going to sign with Louis, and we're going to go with Al Heyman. And then Louis called me and said, Butch, I'm going to send this kid for now. I'm going to send him to Vegas, where I got Lara. He had a bunch of guys over there with Ismael Salas. And I said, Louis, I love that kid like a son. I want the best for him. Even if he's not here with me, I don't care. I'm always going to be in his corner anyway. And that's how it happened, Ryan. Louis signed him. We signed him with Al Heyman because Louis don't sign fighters no more. Al Heyman does. That's an advisor, as you know. And then the rest is history, man. He started beating fighters last minute. He beat Jamal James. He beat a bunch of guys last minute, and he started climbing up the ladder. And he would always call me to work his corner, like I always still work his corner, because he feels comfortable. I'm like a father figure to him. So I would always, I would always be in his corner, like I always am. Whenever now, what I try to do now, Ryan, is I try to go now and spend 2 or 3 weeks in camp with him in Vegas, because he's out there with Salas, and they got great sparring, and Salas got a gym full of world champions over there. So the rest is history. Look how his life turned around, Ryan. Ryan, this kid, listen to me. This kid didn't have a bottle of water to buy. And if not, like I told you, I could do a 3-way with him, because he calls me all the time. I talked to him yesterday, and he would explain to you the story. Our story was, we cried. That's why even when we beat, I thought we beat Porter, but after we beat Manny Pacquiao, me and him started crying like little kids, because it was the way his life turned around. And even Manny Pacquiao, that guy's a great guy, bro.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Lastly, just want to ask you before I let you go. Ugas, he's got a huge opportunity right now to do something special. Errol Spence is talking about coming back after his injuries healed. He says he wants to go straight into a championship fight. He doesn't need a tune-up or nothing. And then you have the Crawford versus Porter fight that's going to be taking place next month. Do you want the winner of that fight go to Errol Spence? What do you think is the best one? The best
you know what, Ryan? Between us, I think PVC wants to do Spence Ugas.
Yeah.
And that's the fight we want, because he wanted the unification. We wanted to unify. If we beat Manny, that was on the table. As you know, Tom Brown proposed it to the WBA, and they saying they proposed it a week too late. I don't know if you read that, but we were supposedly for February, for the end of February, to go in with Spence, and now they're saying they're done. They have us in a box off. So I don't know, but we want Spence. We want Spence. I think that's the legitimate fight.
Yeah.
That's the fight to make, Ryan. So, we'll keep you posted. And if you want to do an interview in the future, I could have Ugas accessible to you also, and we could do something nice with you.
That'd be great, man. Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
Butch, once again, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us.